Hello, my name's Andy. I'm the Ginger Gamer. Welcome to episode 25. Right, as you can see, I have Update 9 installed and it's going very well. But this isn't about Update 9. Plenty of other videos covering that you can find out there on YouTube. This is just to give you an update on what I'm doing at the moment with Prehistoric Kingdom. As you may know, I took a little bit of a break, did some Quake related stuff. I'd done over 1,000 hours on Prehistoric Kingdom and I needed, just to take 5 minutes away from it, as much as I love it. But anyway, I'm back into it. Now, originally, I'll show you what I started work on. See if I can find it. This is it. Yeah, I'll show you what I was starting to make. Now, one thing I will say about Update 9 whilst we're waiting for this to load is I'm finding loading is quicker, even on some of my quite old, quite large saves, which is a really good thing because after Update 8 I was finding everything was taking a lot longer, so that's quite a good thing. Anyway, this is what I started to make. Now, what's that shadow there? Oh, it's a bit of glass. I made this car park. What I was going to do is make a kind of, not an inner city zoo, but a zoo that was based in a city and make it a more traditional zoo kind of thing rather than a sort of safari park, which is what I was kind of making really. So I made this big car park and this is up on Steam Workshop if you want to borrow it. That's there for you to use, as is this Pelican Crossing. But I started to make this kind of weird this weird kind of entrance area and this weird kind of glass curved shape building, and it wasn't going very well. I'm not particularly happy. I mean, this little statue at the beginning I quite like, although I don't think it's really in keeping with a more of a zoo rather than a safari park. But anyway, I was thinking more and more about making the zoo, and I kind of thought there's lots of zoos out there. There's lots of people who are making more traditional kind of zoo layouts and doing it better than I could. And although comparison is kind of the thief of joy really a little bit, I was just thinking, I don't know that I've got anything new to kind of bring to it, and I'm certainly not going to be able to do it better, and I wanted to try and do something a little bit different. So I kind of bumped this. Now, I'm not saying I won't come back to it. I think if I do, I'll delete all of this. I'll say goodbye to that. But yeah, I just wasn't really enthused by it. And I think when you're undertaking any kind of map or park or zoo or whatever you want to call it in Prehistoric Kingdom, you've got to be really enthusiastic for it, because I love the game, but it is quite a lot of work to get something good out of the end of it and create something new and interesting. So anyway, I decided I wasn't going to do that map and I was going to do something different, and it was an idea I'd had for a while, and I'd finally thought I would put it together. So as you can probably tell from that save, it's called Prehistoric Sanctuary, and it's going to be something a little bit different to my other parks, although kind of in keeping as well. It's going to be very kind of nature and wildlife heavy rather than kind of fences and concrete and that sort of thing. So what I'll do, you may have seen this if you're part of the Discord, but I'll take you to what is the very front of it, of the park. And this is the kind of helicopter landing pad over this kind of cliff by the sea. And this takes you in. Oh, that's gone slightly wrong. I don't know why that's doing that. But that takes you to this sign in Prehistoric Sanctuary. And it's just a few buildings really. It's got this building here, which is a lodge, which is basically means it's where staff or scientists or researchers stay, and then there's a dining part. There's, again, this is a little bit messed up, but anyway, that's the transport part, and that's where vehicles will be kept. There's some solar panels here to provide power and electricity to the site, and that's a technology place, and that's really kind of where research is done. And around the back here, you have the power facility. But anyway, that's all it is really. Now what I will do in the future is build I can't remember the building, that's terrible. What am I talking about? The nursery. And I'll build that somewhere along this path and around there somewhere. I'll put it slightly separate, and that's where the dinosaurs will be grown. But as you can see, there's kind of a big fence, and there's a kind of a placeholder gate there. I will make that a little bit more posh and fancy. But really, what this is a whole big open area. It won't remain this open. That's really the whole of this map you get, and it's basically will be fenced in all the way there, but there won't be any fences in the middle. And what will be sat in the middle, and I've started to kind of terraform it a bit. I haven't really got that far with it, but it will become hopefully very kind of diverse in the kind of plants and water features and ground textures and grass textures that are contained within it, and there'll be lots of different kind of environments within this one large environment. And the conceit to this, the idea for this, is that it's a big nature reserve really, where dinosaurs mix. So no fences. You can guess where I heard that from, which particular Jurassic Park movie. No fences, and they need our absence rather than our interference. That's the kind of pretense for it. Now, it will work really well at the moment because the dinosaurs don't really hunt each other. But I will still find it quite interesting to see if all the different species mix or whether they keep to themselves, and what areas particular dinosaurs spend most time in as I make it. There will be a lot of different kind of water features. I'm hoping to do quite a big lake. I haven't got the cursor showing, that's a bit of a mistake, but in this kind of bit you're looking at now, I will have quite a large lake there, but there will be forest areas and rivers and streams and open plains and a real mixture. So kind of like some of the stuff I was doing in Prehistoric Canada, but more diverse. And yeah, I'm kind of quite looking forward to it, and looking forward to see what the dinosaurs do within this area. And again, the pretense is all of the humans that kind of exist here use this as a place where they research the dinosaurs in as much of their natural habitat as we can have in modern non-prehistoric times. So that's kind of the plan for it. And that may seem like it's not a lot of work, but actually getting nature to look realistic and work does take quite a lot of work actually. And I want to really work at individual areas, make it all work together and flow together, and to make some really scenic looking natural environments. I mean, that cliff there is quite big, so this will be a sort of a cliff wall, and as you can see it kind of slopes down a bit more there, so they're not two separate areas, it's one big area. I will obviously include some of the dinosaurs from update 9 and potentially from update 10 depending on what is in update 10. I know the lion I think is in update 10. I'm really holding out for the Stegosaurus. I welcome all new dinosaurs. I'm not fussy, but I'm really holding out for a Stegosaurus. I love Stegosaurus. They're probably my second or third favourite prehistoric animal, after, I must say, T-Rex and Triceratops. So that's kind of what I'm working on. I'm really at relatively early stages. I've done all the relatively boring human stuff around here, and that is just to show it's kind of like, you know, those research places they have in the North Pole, well, the, you know, better phraseology, in the Antarctic or the Arctic. It's kind of meant to be like that, really, in that I don't know why that's white. It's annoying me. I reckon that might be, no, I don't know why that they've suddenly gone white. They weren't white when I last saved the map. But anyway, yeah, so I kind of wanted to kind of recreate that, and it's, you know, a very small amount of people that study the dinosaurs and occasionally go into the park. There will be a limited amount of path around it for them to enter at different points, but again, the pretense is they have to drive their way in and, you know, take some risks. Now, one of the problems with pathing in Prehistoric Kingdom is it doesn't go downhill very well. So if I was to try to continue this path, once it starts to go downhill, it starts to not work unless it's a very gradual hill, which I find quite annoying. I think the paths should go downhill. I have very, very few complaints with Prehistoric Kingdom, but I don't see why paths can't go downhill very much. I wish they would go downhill a little bit more. So I don't want to do steps. So if I do pathing all the way around, I'm obviously going to continue. Sorry for switching around so much. I'm obviously going to continue when I get back to it. This fence all the way around. That's going to follow the whole of the outside of this park. But that will be the only fencing in the whole park. The dinosaurs will not be separated in any other way, which when they do start to fight and eat each other will be quite interesting to see what dinosaurs remain. It's not really going to be a battle royale kind of park, but it will, you know, it will be interesting to see what dinosaurs, you know, do survive and remain. I will limit the number of larger predators. It probably won't have prehistoric mammals in this park. I'm about 80% decided on that. It's going to be all dinosaurs. Now obviously there will be a mixture of time periods, so I'm not going to just have dinosaurs that would have coexisted at the same time. But yeah, that will be what this park's about, which, like many of my parks, like Prehistoric City and Prehistoric Canada, and the one I made, which was just a bedroom with dinosaur toys that came to life, I do tend to have quite silly ideas, and they're the ones that kind of capture my interest more than I will go over to a point and stop swirling this camera around and making everyone dizzy, that kind of capture my interest more than more sensible ideas like a proper zoo, which I do think maybe I should have spent the time doing a proper zoo, but maybe I will. I'll maybe go back to it. But I've watched so many people's videos and seen people's photos on the Discord, and they're doing such great work, and I don't really feel like I've got anything to add. And you know, all parks are welcome, and all standards of construction are welcome, and you know, I shouldn't really compare myself. I should just, you know, do my thing. But this has really captured my interest doing this park. So what I'm currently doing, I'm waffling terribly, aren't I? I should never do these non-scripted videos. But what I'm doing at the moment is doing the larger bits of kind of topography and terraforming, or whatever you want to call it, landscaping. And then I'm going to start to think about what sort of areas, what areas I want streams in. I'm going to have another bash at doing some realistic waterfalls maybe. I definitely want the lake in this area here, the really large lake, and then maybe have some smaller pools, and then work out the kind of forested areas and the different grasses and all that sort of stuff. And I'll probably plan that maybe a little bit on pen and paper, but we'll see. Or I may just kind of crack on and just do it freehand in the editor, in the game, and make it up as I go along. We shall see. But I will do some more update videos of this as it goes along. There will be a park tour at the end, and I will post screenshots along the way to the Discord as well. So thank you very much for joining. I have reached 100 subscribers, which I am absolutely delighted about. So thank you very much if you subscribed and you've liked. I think this video will be coming out before Christmas, so happy Christmas. I did make a happy Christmas video, but happy Christmas as well from this video. Thanks very much for watching, subscribing, liking, and I will see you next time.